All right, welcome back, boys and girls. We are going to be talking about compare and contrast, and we've already talked about compare and contrast this year. Remember, we compared and contrast things when we read The Supermarket, and we used a story about farms, about 3 kids who lived on a farm, and they were comparing their farm to a subdivision. We're going to go back into compare and contrast this week. So let's review some compare and contrast vocabulary. Okay, so good readers compare and contrast when they read. When we compare, we talk about how things are alike or the same. And when we contrast, we talk about how they are different, right? And we are always looking for clue words when we compare and contrast. So some words tell us when things are similar, and some words tell us when things are different. So boys and girls, take a look here at these words, and I want you to use your paper in front of you or your dry erase board, and I want you to pick 3 of the words that you think would mean to compare stuff and 3 that you think would mean to contrast. All right, so take a good look at these words, pause the video, and write them down. You can split your paper right in half with a pencil. Which 3 do you think would compare and which 3 do you think would contrast? All right, you should have paused the video and done that. So let's see if you got them right. Okay, so we have also. Also usually compares. Usually compares. As well as would be a compare word. Differ would definitely be a contrast word. Contrast. Less than would also be a contrast. Those words tell how things are different. More than would be a contrast word. I have more than that or less than that. Tells how things are different. Like. It is like that. That is a comparing word. But that would be a contrast word. Good job. How about similarly? What do you think? That would be compare. We're comparing. Besides. Besides. Contrast. Excellent. We're going to see these in some writing in a few minutes. And what about both? Compared. Good job. Unlike. Contrast. Otherwise would also be a contrasting word. To and instead. So we have a lot of contrasting words. Doesn't mean they're always used that way, but most of the time. It depends on the context. So let's look at some different scenarios. Let's read about Annie and Oliver. Or I'm sorry, Annie and Olivia. Annie and Olivia are sisters. Annie has brown hair and brown eyes. Olivia has brown hair and green eyes. Annie enjoys riding horses, but Olivia is afraid of the horses. They both like playing basketball with their neighbors. Did you see any compare or contrast words? Let's take a look. Annie and Olivia are sisters. I saw one right here. I saw the word but. Did you see that word? Right here? Nope. Let's see if I can. There we go. But. And it says, Annie enjoys riding horses, but Olivia is afraid of horses. That is how they are different, isn't it? So I am going to use that clue word, and I am going to say, Annie likes horses. I should say enjoys riding And Olivia is afraid of horses. They both like playing basketball with their neighbors. So they both like, look at that word. There's a compare word. They both like playing basketball with their neighbors. They both like playing basketball with their neighbors. Okay, so boys and girls, we identified some clue words in there, and we used those clue words to tell how Annie and Olivia are alike and different. Now we also have two sentences that don't have any clue words there. It says Annie has brown hair and brown eyes. Olivia has brown hair and green eyes. So both girls have brown hair. And we get that information from two different sentences when also they have different colored eyes. All right, let's try one more. Miguel's favorite room in his house, Miguel's favorite rooms in his house are his bedroom and kitchen. His kitchen has 3 windows. His bedroom has 2 windows. He makes his favorite cookies in the kitchen, but reads in his bedroom. Both rooms are painted beige. So number 1, let's look for some clue words. Some clue words would be what? Exactly, we have a but there. He makes his favorite cookies in the kitchen, but reads in his bedroom. So that is different. Makes cookies in the kitchen, but reads in his bedroom. Okay. Any other clue words that you see? I see the word both. Both rooms are painted beige. Both rooms are painted beige. Anything else? Let's look. I think that's about it. All right, so boys and girls, you are going to try one on your own. I have one in here. It's about Sydney, and she has 2 pets, and then Charlotte, who reads 2 different books. So I'd like you to try that on your own today, and then resubmit that, and we'll take a look at that again tomorrow to see if you got it correct. All right, have fun.